I gave up on denim, thought it was dead, but Sydney's jeans turned my head. Faded blue with a reckless vibe, like a memory I can't untie. Sydney's jeans, so hot, so cool, making old rooms feel brand new. I want a pair, I need them now. American Eagle, show me how. Thread so fine, they tell a tale. Every rip's a story, every stitch a sail. She walks the streets, she owns the scene. I'm chasing dreams in Sydney's jeans. They bring the past into the now. I'm sold, I'm hooked, I don't know how. On my thighs, wearing the stars under open skies. Sydney's vibe is the fire I crave. Denim dreams that can't behave. Sydney's jeans, so hot, so cool, making old rules feel brand new. I want a pair, American Eagle, show me how. Sydney's jeans, so hot, so cool, making old rules feel brand new. I want a pair, I need them now. American Eagle, show me how. Sydney's
Stupid people should wear signs, neon bright, so we can find a way to dodge their tangled mess, avoid their chaos more, say less. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Save me from your twisted lies. Politicians dance and spin, blatant lies with a practiced grin. Blame the moon, blame the stars, blame the traffic or faulty cars. You think they're 6, not 35, playing games to stay alive.
Wear a sign. Hey, Bob, what are you doing? You relaxing up there? Relaxing, chilling, chilling up, maxing, relaxing. What's going on there? Bob, bugger off, bunny. Over here, buddy. Over here. Have a seat over there, Bob. Hey, welcome back to the program, folks. It's the evening of the 16th of October, 2025 here in central Pennsylvania. Pleasure to have you back tonight. Listen, been a busy day. I was knackered again. I tell you what, I really need to get this hip fixed so I can do exercise and stay fit. I'm not used to this, so I'm used to having the energy of a freaking hummingbird. So been tired lately, but yeah, no. Anyway, so welcome back to the program. Hey, Pikachu is peeking over my shoulder. Hey, buddy, how you doing? There's Pikachu back there. Pikachu's made his way back too. Anyway, Pokemon. So, we usually chat and have a good time this evening, but there's news interrupting our plans tonight. The ANC is bankrupt. Its bank accounts are frozen. It can't do anything. It's freaking out. The rule of law is coming back to bite the ANC in its ample bum. So I played Sweeney's Jeans, Sydney Sweeney's Jeans song earlier because of the Victoria's Secret. Apparently, I missed part of it. I skipped through the catwalk thing, and apparently they did have a transgender woman person up on the stage, and they did have apparently some rather large women, but I missed them. The ones I saw were healthy women, but hungry hippos. So anyway, apparently that's why it was so inclusive. It included all these people that shouldn't be on the stage. Anyway, but yeah. Showing off sexy ladies' lingerie. But welcome back to the program tonight, folks. I noticed that Jonathan DT has not been here in a while. Where are you at, Jonathan DT? Are you angry because there's peace in Israel? You're only here when you want to complain about Jews. Where are you at now? Jonathan, are you here? Are you just being quiet in the background? I'm just curious. You're not there. Usually, Jonathan DT came on the channel for a very long time and joined the chat and always had complaints about Jews and blamed everything on Jews, even when it wasn't relevant. Anyways, I'm just curious. Anyway, where is the left? Where's the ANC congratulating President Trump for ending the war in Gaza? Didn't they want the war to end? I thought that's what the whole ICJ case was all about, to stop genocide, to stop the genocide. I listened to Zoran dumbass Mamdani's debate earlier, part of it, and he's talking about Israel being an apartheid state, but he doesn't offer any instances of where separate development is taking place. What separate development is there in Israel? None. In Israel proper, everyone can own property, everyone can vote, everyone can get a job, serve in the Knesset, serve in the police, serve in government, own companies, buy stocks, go on vacation, own automobiles, vote. Everyone, Arab, Christian, Druze, Muslim, Jews, everybody gets to. So where's this separate development that Mamdani talks about? There is none. It's just a talking point from leftist hate wankers. They love it. Is Dogzilla here tonight? Speaking of leftists, just checking on Dogzilla. Anyway, so Jonathan DT doesn't seem to be here anymore. I wonder where he went. Alex4406, welcome to you. When I see that, I have to be careful because, Ronaldo's channel puts all the numbers at the end of people's usernames. So, yeah. Do you guys know why they do that and why that's hidden? That's your actual username on YouTube. But it's hidden because lots of people come with the name Alex. Lots of people come with this. So to distinguish you, it gives you a number to separate you so YouTube can track who you are. That's why. But you're not supposed to see that. Now, in Alex's case, it's a zip code. It's a locator. So thank you for that. Anyway, yes, fellow Neanderthals and canines. Yeah, car guards on display. Anyway, folks, so first out of the gate, ANC in trouble, but tonight, neoconservative. He claims he's not a neoconservative, but his positions have always been neocon. John Bolton, former national security advisor under Donald Trump, has been indicted on 18 counts in violation of the U.S. Espionage Act. As a former counterintelligence officer and law enforcement official of the U.S. government, I can tell you that listening to John Bolton and his arrogance a couple of years ago, screaming about how Donald Trump was wrong and, these national security secrets and anyone should know better and how could he possibly have these things and all the garbage he said just a few years ago on Fox News, in fact. Yeah, here he is. This is him on January 12th, 2023. 2.5 years ago. There's John Bolton running his yap, talking about the investigation into the classified records, which, by the way, we now know were planted there by Jack Smith. Jack Smith planted top secret classified information in Mar-a-Lago, which is a felony. Why isn't Jack Smith under indictment? Oh, but that would be revenge by Donald Trump. No, that would be prosecuting criminals. We now know that that's the case. He planted the stuff there. So, meanwhile, Jimmy Kimmel apparently had drag queen night and little kids on there corrupting the minds of minor children under the age of 10 and having drag queens dressed up looking like ridiculous idiots shredding Eric Trump's latest book. These people are twisted and sick. Number one, for having a drag queen on the show, indoctrinating small children who don't know better. You know, the people say, they said, should you be afraid of me? And the little girl goes, I'm not afraid of you. You look fabulous. Stupidity. This is how they do it. Don't take candy from strangers in minivans. This is how bad things happen. So, anyway, John Bolton has been indicted on 18 counts in violation of the Espionage Act. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is cut and dried. His attorney is trying to say everybody does it. That's not a defense. His attorney is trying to say it's old classified information. It doesn't matter if the information is from 1963 and it's still classified. There's a reason why it took so long to get the documents related to the JFK assassination declassified. They kept them classified for a reason. The fact they were classified in 1963 doesn't mean that you could release them in 2010, not until they were declassified by the government. And the reason for that, let me explain why things remain classified. Some people say it's to cover up the government's actions. Well, there may be some truth to that, but people in 1963 aren't even alive anymore who were responsible. They're all dead, long and buried, gone, except for a couple 90-year-olds. So they have nothing to do with it. It's not for that. It's because of sources and methods. The method used to get the information and the sources that provide it. And the sources can be human, they can be electronic, they can be measures, they can be all sorts of things. So we protect our sources and methods. That's why things remain classified for so long or permanently in some cases. So in the case of John Bolton, he stole classified information and he's been fighting with the government. He's been writing a book and he has to submit his book because he used classified material, but he stored it improperly in his home. He transmitted it. He shared it with his family, who are not authorized to have access to classified information. Apparently, his family are now unindicted co-conspirators in a conspiracy. This isn't just him stealing data. This is listed as a conspiracy. This doesn't look good. And of course, the Washington Post comes out to defend the thief. John Bolton, I've actually met John Bolton and seen him at the Mayflower Hotel, of all places. That was the Mayflower Madam was, the prostitution ring for D.C. elites. Remember that? Well, years after that was exposed, I was actually in D.C. For an event that I was sent back to the States from Africa for, or from Stuttgart, actually. And I went back there and I participated in this event, went to Monterey, California, Naval Postgraduate School, came back to D.C., and in D.C. did a number of things, and including going to the Gabonese embassy and the South African embassy. But while I was there, I was staying in the Mayflower because that's where they put me up. Nice hotel. I could never afford the hotel on my own. And the only reason it was affordable was because it was given at the government rate, which is like 1/4 of what the going rate is for the private sector. But there was John Bolton reading his text messages, standing by the door. I said hello to him. I also saw Coleman. What's the guy from Saturday Night Live? He's passed away now, the comedian. Used to do the news. Can't think of his name right. Is it Norm Coleman? Norm Coleman. Not Norm Coleman. What is that? Who's the guy from Saturday Night Live? Norm Macdonald. No, Norm Coleman is the congressman. Norm Macdonald. Also saw Norm Macdonald. Apparently a lot of famous people hung out at the Mayflower. If I only knew that, I'd just hang out in the lobby, get a cup of coffee and watch all famous people come out and report on them. But yeah, so John Bolton has been indicted for 18 counts of the violation of the Espionage Act. It doesn't look good for John Bolton. Now, he'll never do any jail time, and they'll call this the revenge tour of Donald Trump, but it's not. It's not. This guy arrogantly 2 years ago preached about mishandling of information because he assumed, like all the Democrats, that they would steal an election. He assumed that they would win, that Kamala Harris, and before that, sleepy Joe Biden, would get reelected, and then Kamala Harris would win. They never in their wildest dreams imagined the American people wanted Donald Trump, just like they wanted him in 2016, 2020, and 2024. They never imagined that over 80 million Americans would vote for Trump. They never imagined that. That's because they're thick and dumb as a box of rocks. So Bolton has been indicted. Oh my goodness. Yeah, orange is the new black, buddy. These bastards went after Peter Navarro, who committed no crime, for contempt of Congress, and put him in a federal prison. A 70-plus-year-old man, an honest man, because he was a presidential advisor and he invoked presidential executive privilege, which is something that's authorized under the Constitution. Executive privilege is a recognized right and privilege of the executive branch, and you are not allowed to disclose private communications between the chief executive and yourself without the chief executive's express permission to release it. Peter Navarro went to federal prison. They put him in prison Prison. The man's a martyr. Meanwhile, John Bolton steals classified information. Joe Biden steals classified information. Hillary Clinton steals classified information. And they're never prosecuted. But it's a revenge tour now. Trump didn't prosecute Biden. Trump didn't prosecute Hillary Clinton. Trump didn't prosecute so many of these evil leftists. But now it's a revenge tour? No. Now, finally, we're returning to the rule of law, which is what Trump should have done in summer 2020 and sent the National Guard, sent active duty troops, sent ATF, sent the FBI in to knock heads and arrest these insurrectionists in Seattle at Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, in Portland, in Chicago, in D.C., in Atlanta, in New York, in Los Angeles, in San Francisco, arrested them all, locked them up, and they should still be in prison for treason or insurrection. Take your pick. Take your pick. Hey, folks, how's it going? Nobody's answering or addressing the things I'm talking about. I guess you're just listening intently. So apparently there was a conversation either earlier today or last night about me and Starbucks. Somebody said, why doesn't it just pour in a glass? And then I guess Arctic was trying to be clever, and Arctic was talking about it's 20% sugar and 80% crack. That's funny. But here's the thing about this. 190 calories in this small 281 milliliter bottle. Okay, 9.5 fluid ounces. It's better than a solid ounce. Yeah, 281 milliliters. So let's talk about what's in this, okay? And I'll explain to you why I drink it out of the bottle. So, oh boy, that's really tiny. Total fat, 3.5 grams. Saturated fat, cholesterol, 15 milligrams. Sodium, total carbohydrates, 33 grams. Protein, 7 grams. If there's sugar in here, it's hard to read on this label. Anyway, oh, there it is, sugar. Ingredients: brewed Starbucks coffee, water, coffee, reduced fat milk, sugar, cocoa, pectin. That's for the color. All right, so folks, all right. So why do I keep this in a bottle? Anybody want to guess? Should we take a poll? Anyone want to ask why I drink this out of the bottle instead of pouring it in a glass? Give you a couple guesses. Why do I drink this in the Starbucks bottle? By the way, Starbucks, how about some money for promoting this? Why do I drink this in the bottle instead of putting it in a glass? Anyone want to guess? Okay. All right, there's a super chat from Ben Scav, My donation to the Church of Wyattology, taking Antifa idea. So please don't send the FBI hit squad out. Where have you been, Ben? I haven't seen you in ages. Thank you for the 35 Rand. Clouds are gathering. Somebody tried to tell me that's from an African proverb. It's I'm aware of that. I'm well aware of that. That's why I'm making fun of it. She looks stupid doing it, trying to use that. She used it very ineffectively. Made herself look like an ass when she did it. Right. Rebecca, Sean, expat, family Joubert. Alex, Xavier, Madeline, AJ, CB, Phoenix, Jules, Gina Mulman, Xavier Grayling, Emerencia Quinn. Okay, Chris Ehlers is back. Chris, good to see you there again. Mandy von Royen, Madeline Swart, Karen Graham. By the way, I'm looking forward to Daylight Savings Time ending, folks, because November 2nd, which is the anniversary of my entry into the Army, November 2nd. Wow, can you imagine that? November 2nd. 42 years ago is when I entered the Army. That's insane. 42 years ago is when I entered the Army as a private, November 2nd, 1983. Wow. Anyway, November 2nd, we fall back, which means that I can do this broadcast at 10 p.m. and be done by midnight and get a decent night's sleep. At least that's the plan. Madeline enjoys the music. So do I. I think it's pretty cool. All right, George is here. Nikki, hey, good to see you guys. Syncmaster. And Louise, how's it going? Jean Spence, Mitten, Peanut in a Packet. Okay, Mandy von Ryan. But I've listened to some really hilarious non-woke comedians on YouTube. It's just too funny. Some of these people are so funny, man. And Courtney's in from Salt Lake City. How's it going, Courtney? Congratulations on your upcoming event this weekend. And Delmarie Mostart. Again, folks, tomorrow I won't be able to cover the Bulls game. My apologies in advance. That reminds me, I need to log in to my, do I have the Flow Rugby on here app? I'm going to see so I can watch the game when I'm sitting in the waiting room because I know they won't see me right away. So let me just see if there's an app here for it so I can log in and watch the game. Flow Rugby app. There we go. Do I have it? Enable. Okay, Flow Sports Update. I'll update it, and then I'll log into it. What was that? Oh, thank you for another 35. Please, can you stroke your beard for me? Good luck. New job today, and I'm worried. Okay. That gives you luck. 35 Rand, I can do that. I can do that. Anyway, so, yeah. All right, let me see if I'm logged in or I have to put my password in. Is that my password? Looks like I might be into it. Let's see. Oh, it does. It has my favorites. So cool. So, all right, cool. Tomorrow, then, I'll try to watch the Bulls game there. But I won't be able to cover the Rugby Senate because I have a orthopedic surgeon appointment tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But I will cover the games on Saturday, okay? Any chance you're related to Anton? No, oh, that's not me. Sumari, welcome to you. Richard Kuhn, Husky7. Okay. Husky7, are you the person that sent me an email telling me that Charles Van Olsen said I could give you his number? Because I'm not relating the name with the username in here. If it's you, say yes, it was me. If not, then say no, it's not me, somebody else, okay? Right. PH, hello to you. Sedgefield's back. Good to see Sedgefield. Francis Ruiz. Neff. Didn't sleep. PC game before. Okay, I don't have any good PC games anymore. They're all worn out and boring. No Starbucks for 30 days, and I will make a donation to your travel fund. Arctic, before I take on that offer, 30 days, huh? Today's the 16th of October. That means the 6th to 15th of November. So before I accept that, the problem is I've got an election coming up, and I'm going to need the Starbucks to stay hydrated. Thank you, Cara. Cara Solaris for becoming. When you say donation, what are we talking? 100 Rand? $500? Sent you a great unwoke country song on WhatsApp. Okay, thank you for that, Gordon von Rensburg. Okay, if it's in the bottle, logic dictate you don't have an extra glass to wash. No, it's not the extra glass. It's not that. It's not sloth. That's not the reason why. Okay. For you, the Bulls game, but your hip is much more important. Thank you, Sumari. Yeah, it is. Well, and the point was made before the schedules were released, so it's me. Yes, okay, Husky. I'll get that to you then. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. I'm trying to get endorsement here. Yeah, GFP. But see, unlike these fake personalities, I'll endorse things that I actually use. You know, like Starbucks, HyperX microphones, Samsung mobile devices. Absolutely, will endorse things that I believe in. Yeah, you're welcome, Husky. I just got to get to that a little later on. Ooh. Are you serious, Arctic? You'll contribute $500 towards my travel for my next trip to South Africa. Did you guys hear that? Can we start after the election? How's that? Can we do that? When's the election? First Tuesday. So let me make a calendar here. First Tuesday is November 4th, so that's not too bad. So on the 5th of November till the 5th of December. Can we do that? If you'll agree to that, then I'll put it in effect. And no Starbucks. Now, of course, you'll have to, I'll be on the honor system because we're talking about, are you talking about just on air or in general? If it's in general, okay, but if it's on air, that's, okay, so tell me. No soda. What am I supposed to drink? Water? Water? I'm not 12 years old. I can drink water. Okay, so Bev says, thanks, Chris. I'm going to get ready for work. You rock, man. Please don't turn into a member of the deep state. Explain if Citizens USA can report known Antifa networks to embassy. If you have information, you can go. We have what's called a walk-in. You can go, and every embassy gets this all the time. I've dealt with it. I've answered in several embassies in Africa. We have walk-ins. Most of the people do walk-ins are they're kind of crazy. There's like they're following me. There's something hovering over my farm at night. So we get that sort of thing. We get real tips, though. And so security officials at an embassy will listen to what you have to say, and they'll look into it. And if there's something to it, then that information will be available and useful. PayPal, not just on air. No. Okay, all right. So no Star. Well, that's okay, Arctic. That's fair. Okay, so 5 November until 5 December. All right. Yeah, you didn't say anything about Amarula. Yes. Anyway, so all right. Well, there's a challenge right there. $500. $500. Wow. I'm gonna need your help, guys. You have to tell me. Don't drink it on air from 5 November onward. Okay. So that's coming up. Wow. We got another challenge out there. Trump may launch Africa revival at G20. Yeah, that will really steal the thunder from the ANC, won't it? Have a good day, Ben. Only drink filtered coffee. Okay. No Starbucks at all. I'll take your word for it. Yep. Okay. No, that's fine. Okay, Arctic. We've got it. 5 November to 5 December. All right. Okay. Now, guys, before you, I'll fess up if I do drink one. Okay. When you say no Starbucks at all, you're talking about these, or I can't even get Frappuccinos at Starbucks. Let's be clear. Because you said no Starbucks at all. So that means no Frappuccinos from Starbucks, right? I'll actually save money because I won't be buying it because those are $7 a pop now. It's insane. I don't get them very often. So that's, and besides, they have the lavender flavor, which is what I like. It was a special one. Nothing, sir. Nikki, it's not your bet, Nikki. Stick out of this. I don't need your help here, Nikki. I don't need Nikki's help. Stop helping him. If it has any sugar in it. Okay. Oh, so you want me not to have sugar for a month? Is that what it is? What do you mean you're in? Are you going to give another $500, Nikki? You can't be in. All right, guys, you heard it here. We got a new challenge. Wow. That's better than ding-dong doorknobs and stuff like that. Anyway, Munchies for Colonel. One of my clients just gifted me a kudu. Ooh, plenty of Billsong. Dwarf voice. Ooh, that sounds good, Xavier. Nikki says, I'll get a second job. What is with this fascination with Starbucks? Do you guys actually think that's why I'm so excited and animated and into what I do? I've been like this since I was freaking 10 years old. There were no Starbucks back then. Yeah, no, Husky. I love Red Cappuccino. I love Red Cappuccino. That's really good stuff. But you know, outside the Western Cape, oftentimes people are lost. They have no idea what it is. 49. Yeah, that sounds about right, Fred. A T-Mule. Does anyone have a scooter that's not being used? Oh, that's a good question, Chris. Anybody have a scooter? Okay. So I did answer the question. Somebody who was on here earlier, Cara, thank you, who was looking for me to answer their email. I did answer the email. I did reach out to someone to help them. So yeah. By the way, I had some fun today. We had some detractors posting on shorts that I did. I mean, I did this short. It kills me, folks. It kills me. The short was Rob Hersoff. Most of you know this. Promised to pay for half my travel to South Africa if I help get the Truth Report to 100,000 subscribers. And I'm fine helping the Truth Report get there. No one had to offer me money because I'm an anchor on there and I wanted to do well. So in just a few months, it's up to 97,000. We were at 96,300 when he mentioned that. And when I posed the challenge, I made a video out there and said, hey, help us get to 100,000. And in full disclosure, I'm an anchor on the channel and involved with the project. And I have some of the gain here, a personal gain. Rob will pick up part of my flight cost if you guys become subscribers. So I don't usually do this, but there you go. It's an exception. So I made that video, and next thing I know, I got people going, you want 100,000 refugees in America? I'm like, who said anything about refugees? And then someone says, I thought this was a refugee channel. No. And then, someone said, oh, I've been watching you since almost the beginning. And no, you haven't. You obviously don't know anything about me, so I've been having fun. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so I made a couple videos on that. I was addicted to the Starbucks Pampuccinos as you. Gave it up for 30 days, no more inflammation or painkillers. Well, Arctic, I didn't drink these for 30 days when I was in England. Didn't have them. And I still had inflammation, and I don't take painkillers. Okay? $50 a challenge for the next South African trip, but you want to meet up with you if you want to come to Gauteng. Well, Rion Steenkamp, you can just hold on to that as a super chat if you want for my next trip, or you can do a PayPal. Yeah, so, but is that you're part of the challenge? That makes it $550. Wow, $550. The Truth Report's best source of political news. I disagree, Cara. This is the best source of political news right here. 6 years and listening to you complain about, oh my gosh. Every night, Arctic comes in here and says some outlandish things. And oh, dear God. Anyway, Red Cappuccino is fantastic. Good stuff there. And that's laughing. I'm laughing, too. It's hilarious. Arctic is just, he's just being cantankerous. He's getting up there in age, man. I think Arctic is worried that he's going to age out and won't be able to fly anymore. He's going to miss flying. So, oh, you just joined here, Cara. Well, thank you. What do you mean you just joined here? You've got the Statue of Liberty. It means you've been here for at least a few months. Your membership. Coffee is good for metabolism, so cocoa for circulation. Drink cocoa and coffee together in the morning. That's interesting. The Stream Deck and the first microphone you had. Well, remember when I did it with a laptop, when this studio, which is a sitting room, I turned into a studio. I put a Japanese, folding wall there between it with cherry blossoms. It's nice, so it keeps the other sitting room, which I was out there, which has the Swarovski and furniture and a couch and nice ottoman and stuff to receive people. Not like I have guests coming here, but to receive them there. So I turned this into the studio, and I like it because it's got a raised wall. It's got accoutrements, so you can't really see that. Maybe behind me on the on air sign, those little lines going up, that is not an electrical conduit. That's actually woodwork, and it goes up to about that height and goes all around the room. So, and also the ceiling is vaulted. It's got a drop at the top and a big lamp in the center. It's really nice. And so I turned this into a studio, but it used to be that I was facing the other direction that way. And it went into the other room, and I had my laptop, and it was tilted up, and I used to take a chair and put the big map of Africa on it that's mounted on a piece of cardboard. Yeah, back in the day. And then Beard was down to here. Yikes. 600. What's this 600? I get yearly medicals. Will definitely outlive you. Be careful what you say. 600. What? I forgot the bets are. No, it's 550. Yeah, it's 550. Someone offered 50. It was Steenkamp, I think it was, offered for $50. Red cappuccino with honey. Oh, honeys, that's good stuff. I do kind of miss our first troll. Yeah, you mean oh no, I'm trying, what's the name he used? He used a Portuguese name. That guy. Oh, yeah. Nikki's raising me. Nikki, you have to have money to raise. If you're gonna go to Vegas, you got to have money to put on the table. Okay. You have to put money on the table. So, anyway, got a free membership a long time ago. Stopped watching because politics scares me. Oh, okay. All right, Kara. Well, all right. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for watching. You should be scared of politics. I mean, it's like I heard Rob Schneider. I was watching the comedy stuff earlier, and somebody said, "I hate politics." And Schneider says, "Oh, that's great. Fine. Hate politics. It's only responsible for your water, your trash removal, your law enforcement, your courts, your highways, your bridges, your tunnels." Your national defense. Yeah, I just hate politics. Yeah, no, look, I get it. Scared of politics. Don't be. I mean, there's no reason to be scared. This is a friendly space. Friendly space. Where is Dogzilla tonight? He's not here. Where do people get time to watch everyone? I only have time to watch Colonel. Expat, I hear you. I don't have time to watch other content creators. I don't watch much anymore. I have Monopoly money and a lovely smile. Is Nikki chatting me up? Spoiled four-legged kitties finally decided to leave for bed. Okay, all right. So your pets have hit the bed. I got a free membership. Okay, yeah. What was that guy's name? Oh, I remember his name. Now I'm drawing a blank. I know it's just. Anyway, hang on a second. I want to look this up very quickly. Give me a second here. It's kind of making me wonder, what was his name? Oh, gosh. He was such, he's like, oh, and you want to foster cogent discourse. I said, yeah, but he was just being an ass. And we really gave him a lot of rope to hang himself. And he came back a few times, but then eventually he was sent packing because he was a turd. Christian Paradago. That's what it was. It just came to me. Christian Paradago. That's who it was. So I bet he's blocked on the channel. Permissions, content. That's not it. Where's that? It's not under this setting. It's under something else. I didn't make any changes. Anyway. Yeah, so, yeah, he was blocked. Anyway, yeah, so Christian Paradago eventually. He was a funny turd, yeah. Nikki says, no, I respect your sovereignty. Wouldn't dream of it. What, chatting me up? 2 NTF members arrested and charged for terrorism, so Dogzilla might not be available for the next 25 years. Sean, that's just mean. Yeah, Dogzilla's probably in the background listening. Oh, he could be watching the Mariners Jays game. That's a good point. I'm not following baseball, so anyway. Oh my goodness. Christian Paradago. Yes, remember that? Oh my goodness. Remember our first moderator? Kyle Green ZA. Is Kyle Green ZA still around? Let me take a look and see. He probably is. Kyle Green. Let me see. Come on. Kyle, come on. At KYLEGREZA. Kyle Green ZA. Still around, man. Still around. Got 22 subscribers. Published one video 4 years ago. Yep, haven't seen Kyle Green ZA for a long, long time. So he was my first moderator. But Kyle was just deleting people's comments that he didn't like. That's not cool. I didn't want to delete people's comments I didn't like. People who are being abusive can be deleted and blocked, but he was doing that, really pissing a lot of people off. And so I admonished him. I said, don't do that. I didn't, not him personally. I said, my moderators, don't just remove people because you don't like what they have to say. You know, that's not the purpose here. We're trying to foster a conversation. And he did it. And so I said, don't do it. And then he left. He just foot-secked for a while. And then he came back like a year or two later and was here briefly. And then he was gone again. So. Yeah, well, we have a lot of mods that never attended the mod meeting on the Zoom session we had back then, and we have a lot of mods that haven't read the rules. But we also have a lot of mods that aren't active. Only a handful of you actually are engaged and keep up with things. Arctic is one of them. Erica occasionally is another one. Hendo, of course, is a major one, and a handful of others. CB does some great work as a moderator here and there. Yep, my broadband reports South Africa almost entirely offline. Wow, really? Okay, let me check that out. I didn't go to my broadband tonight. I went to business tech. My broadband. Okay, let's cover that story real quick. Cell phone tower battery thieves in for a surprise. Escom shakeup. No, it must be on their. Was it on X? Is that where you're getting it? Because it's not on their website. There's no news on here about that. So. The mod meeting, Hendo went nuts. Maybe that's why we didn't have more of those mod meetings. Cape Town is weird. We had a few cold days this morning. Get up, prepare some dishes, and the air is chilly, okay? Okay, what else? Metamorph, welcome to you. Chris says, I'll take meds when I'm a moderator. Yeah, Chris Ehlers, I don't see that on my broadband. Where did you see it? On an X report? Yeah, anyway. Podbean now, that was fun. Oh, Podbean was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with Podbean, but I haven't been on Podbean ages. In fact, I got to log back in, and thank you for reminding me of that, because I got logged out of all my damn accounts because my thing was acting up. So I got to log back into Podbean. I haven't been on there in ages. I'm still paying for it, so. Yep, people downloading some of the stuff. I haven't put anything on it in a while. Rob Herfstoff conversation on there, so yeah, let's see. Let me look at my stats. Probably nobody's been listening to it. No, a few people downloading stuff, so anyway. Most of my downloads come from the U.S., ironically, 69%, which is weird. That's odd. Yeah, the thing about podcasts is that, I mean, I did podcasts back in the day before they became big and famous and before people made a lot of money of them. I gave it a try because I'm an early adopter of most technology. And I found it interesting, but I mean, it's like talking to yourself into a microphone. It gets kind of boring. At least here, there's a camera. I can see myself, my reactions. I can interact with you. I can do interviews. Yeah. A mod Podbean, but you have to give me the heads up so I can have whiskey and tequila. Hey, Ronell, what's up? From Strunt. Okay. Husky's giving you credit, Arctic, for doing a good job in the refugee thing. Yeah, no, I think that during the refugee, the Cafe Clutch we do on Sundays, the mods are doing a really good job keeping that under control. Student, welcome to you. Okay, that's actually a surname in Germany, Student. Yep, Kurt Student was, I think he was an SS officer, or was he a pilot? I'm trying to remember, but a German officer during the Second World War. Yep. Yeah, so we do have a bit of news to talk about. 130 people currently here, just 95 likes. Let's hit the like button, folks. Let's hit the like button.
That was easy.
Speaking of product placement, I'll be like DJ Khalifa. Samsung A17, the latest model, available in the United Kingdom. These for less than 200 rand. I paid 100, or not 200 rand, 200 rand, 200 pounds. This one was 179 pounds. I got 20 pounds off on sale at Curry's. Get your Samsung A17 at Curry's near you. Got this lovely screen protector and this case for just 10 quid at EE store. 10 quid. Pretty good. And it's not a bad phone. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now, that was to replace my A22, which I sadly knocked on the ground and shattered the screen. Ooh, that's terrible. Look at all those cracks in that glass. Ooh, look at that. So I have the replacement screen here. It's going to take time. Got to get some isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, take it apart, replace the screen, put it back together. I've got it. But this is fantastic. The phone still worked. It was working. I just damaged the screen. So, and it really damaged it, man. It's bad. So anyway. So yeah, okay. Kurt Stone was a pilot. Exactly. So anyway, yeah, so now I've got myself a couple dual SIM card backups, which is pretty cool. Paratrooper. Okay, I knew it was soldier, special forces, something like that. Buy the Galaxy A17. Well, that's what this is, Roska. This is an A17. This is an A17, which I purchased in the UK at Curry's. Get your Samsungs at Curry's. A17. Yeah, it's entry level, this one here, but it's actually much more advanced than the A22, which is 5 years old. It's odd how they go up and down the numbers, but I think it's because of the markets. The A22 is also a European model. I ordered that through Amazon 5 years ago, so I'd have a dual SIM phone card as a backup, a cheapie. Refugees just man up and get on a plane alone. Because it doesn't work that way, man. It doesn't work that way. We're accepting responsibility for them. We can't just leave them to their own devices. So it's taking a moment to boot up. We're letting it boot up now, the Android operating system turning on. And I will show off, here it comes. Yeah, there you go, my A17, which I purchased in the UK. Got both times on there, so hang on a second. Good, I remember the password. That's always a good sign. Phone is starting. Clouds are gathering. Clouds are gathering. Okay, why is it not? It should bring up the weather here shortly. There we go. There's the weather. 58 degrees outside here. Yeah, but it gives the time in both places. It's got dual SIM in there. So I've got a South African SIM and a UK SIM in there right now. Okay. Yeah, you have to have a screen. Well, I have a screen protector, but what happened on that one is the one cracked, and I took it off, and I would have sworn I put another one on, and I must have been rushed when I left and did put another one on, and then the phone fell, shattered the screen. You know, I never broke a screen in 35 years of having mobile phones, and then in a span of just a short period, I dropped 2 phones, including this one here, which was costly. I had to get this replaced, and I was very fortunate that they had a. So the good news is I have a new battery in here too. So this is a 4.5-year-old. This phone is from 2021 as well. It's 4.5, almost 5 years old. The S21. This phone comes with a new battery when you get a new screen. So I had the screen replaced, and the reason I did it is the screen was working, but there was a little crack down here. I think I showed you guys right about there, and that meant the bottom, sometimes this bottom third flickered, and it wasn't good when I was streaming stuff like that. It was also very distracting, so I had to get rid of it. So I was fortunate. There's a place called You Break or Fix It or something like that. They're a national chain. They do phone repairs, and there's one nearby. So I called them. I went over there. They had a screen, but the deal is Samsung is recalling all of their spare parts because they don't want people to have these phones anymore. They want them to buy new phones. Well, for $1,600 to replace this one, I'm not ready to buy a new phone. Anyway, so they had one in stock. They did it, and it was actually done an hour earlier than they said it was going to be done. And so had a brand new screen on it, a brand new battery. So the battery's proven to be much better. The other one I was charging like 2 or 3 times a day at times because it was so old. Now I have a new battery. So this one hopefully will last me a few more years. This is an incredible phone. It's the best device I've ever had. It's better than my computers. I love it. And I didn't want to part ways with it. So I've been very careful. And the screen protector that I bought for it, I got from Amazon with some crappy cheapo. And it didn't work for beans because it already had a crack on it when I got to Twin Falls. I think it was the key from the rental car. It chipped it. But I barely put it in my pocket. So I went and got a one of those... machine cuts it and they put it on. So it doesn't overlap the edge, but it gives a nice feel on it. So it's doing a good job there. Veroshka's off to work. Getting old sucks, misses conversations, drops phones, hips get sore, can't drink soup beers anymore. Dude, listen to you about getting old. Galaxy S20 dropped it after 1 week of getting it. Almost cried as a grown man. Yeah, Neff, well, you got to have protection. So one of the things I like is that this a lot of people are really impressed by this cover. So I had this cover I bought online from Amazon, and what I like is that this thing here protects your camera. That's incredible. I showed this to people in South Africa. It was like, what's her name? That did the Bride Brookie song. She was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so the one I have, this worn down because it's plastic over time, and I've had that for 4 years. So I ordered a new one. These are just $8 or $9, and I replaced it. I have a brand new cover, a brand new screen protector, and a brand new screen and battery on this. So yeah, so it's basically like renewing the phone. It's pretty cool. It's like taking a 68 Chevy, 69 Chevy, and putting it in the shop and renewing it. Yes, Alex, I remember the BlackBerry. BlackBerry Instant Messenger or BlackBerry BBM was fantastic. BBM Messenger, BlackBerry Messenger was fantastic. I loved it. And it was a great standard. And unfortunately, RIM, Research in Motion, which changed the name to BlackBerry, went down in a heap of flames. They screwed the pooch. They refused to let people use their operating system to develop apps, and then Android came along and blew them out of the water. So their was their operating Symbian or something like that was their operating system. Yeah, BBM was awesome. I loved it. BBM was incredible. It was much better than Apple, and but WhatsApp is so much better than what BBM was back then. But BBM was incredible. Buying a $30 track phone from Best Buy tomorrow. 5 times more storage, 2 cameras, and faster than my current $50 track phone. Yeah, well, that's the thing. So here we go. It says it's $23.49 here and $4.50 in the UK, because that's the SIM card I've got in there. Local and then home. Well, it has my home is the UK. My home is not the UK. It's just where I bought the phone. So let me look and see if I can find what this says about the capabilities. I don't remember what it's in here, but it's like I said, it's a baseline model. So let me get to the settings on this. But the A17, it's pretty nice. It's a good screen, good clarity. I don't know if I have any, let me see. Where the hell are the settings on this thing? Okay, where are the settings? Usually the settings are right there. Oh, there they are. Just didn't jump out at me. It's in a different spot on my phone. So about the phone, let's see, about the phone. Okay, it's an A17. Yeah, okay. And it's got my networks on there. I'm looking for, I thought it would tell me what the capabilities were here. It's got the serial number. I'm not looking for that. Status information, that's not what I'm looking for. That's just network stuff. Okay. Yep, that's just the Android version 15. That doesn't help me. Okay. Battery information. 5,000 milliamps. Okay. First used on September 8th. Yep. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. I was looking for information about the phone. Okay. My other phone, it's easier to find that stuff. It tells you exactly what's... Usually it's under About Phone that you find what its capabilities are. Huh. Accounts and backup, device care. General management, nope. Anyway, it's not important, but it's a pretty good phone. So, does the trick, folks. Do I have any pictures I've taken? No, I haven't taken any photographs of this yet. Wow. Didn't realize that. That's how little I used it when I got it. I used it for a hotspot. That's really the reason I had it. So, interesting. So, it's got YouTube music on here. There's my email. I did log in my email. That's interesting. And Costa Coffee. I have the Costa Coffee app on here. Remember my sippy cup from the UK? That's on here. Huh. Pluto TV. I have that on here. Didn't realize I had that on here. Let's see. So, let's get Charlie's Angels on here. Oh, that's the movie. I don't want that. Oh, Clerks 2. Let's go with that. Why is it mute?
Thanks. Pack of cigarettes?
That's Clerks 2. I love Clerks. Good stuff. Anyway, yeah, so that's the 17. Good quality. Anyway, so I think, was it Veroshka or somebody said they're looking at the 17. There you go. Utopi says somebody's giving their age away. Not me, man. Not me. I'm the same age I was. All Samsung A range is great. Happy with mine too. Yeah, no, the 17. I didn't want to buy a new phone, but I mean, it was there. I got it. Here's the thing: they only had like 1 or 2 of those left. Yeah, they went really fast. That had just come out like that week, and in the UK, this is a brand new phone. I mean, so in fact, let me look it up. The Samsung. Maybe I can find it online. Samsung A17 UK. Okay, let's see. All right, there you go. Features. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. Okay, 90 hertz. Okay, 6.7-inch screen with Super AMOLED vibrancy, 90 hertz refresh. Means your world looks rich, bright. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for though. Come on, give me the stats here. Okay, it's got on the back. It's got an ultra wide camera at 5 megapixel, A wide camera, 50 megapixels. This phone for less than 200 pounds, a little over $230. This thing is got a 50 megapixel camera on the back, plus a 2 megapixel macro camera. The front camera is 13 megapixels. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Performance, let's see. Okay, where are the stats here? Okay, here we go. Processor, that's what I'm looking for. It's a 2.4 gigahertz processor with an octa-core. The display is a 1080 by 2340 full high definition plus Super AMOLED, 16 megapixel main display, 90 hertz refresh. The camera, as I mentioned, got multiple cameras on it. The rear cameras, yep, lots of storage memory. Okay, so 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is not a lot. Storage is 128, which is standard for the low end of the market. Yep. Yep, and you can put a micro SD card in. That's nice. The micro SD card can up to 2 terabytes, so I can stick a micro SD card in here and take lots of photographs. Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that, putting the micro SD in. I guess it's right down here at the bottom. It must be at the bottom, the port for it. There's the charging port, and this still has, does it also have the, no, that's not. I thought that was, it must be for airity in there, but I thought maybe that was a listing because they don't do that. No one does the earpiece anymore. Yeah, so dual SIM, yep, nano SIM, that's what I've got, yep, yep, and connectivity, it's a USB interface C, I got that, okay, comes with other ones, but mine's a C, okay, so I got the top end one, I guess they never came with this Android, of course, okay, touch screen, battery I've already covered, okay. Minimum battery in cycles, 1200, okay? Audio and video. Okay, it doesn't have stereo support, but anyway. Yeah, cool. So there you go. People rate it 3.7. I think it's very good for what you pay. You're not paying a lot of money for it, so it's worth it. Anyway, that's the the Samsung A17, and I have the 22, which is screen is crushed, but I have a replacement screen sitting right here, and I've got to find time to do that. So that's been the problem. So. Right, happiest with the bigger screens and camera and storage, yeah. Well, this one here, my main phone, has 512 gigabytes. So half a terabyte of storage space, and I need it. I need it, so yeah. What data, Gordon? What are you talking about? Well, you can't lose data when you have unlimited data. Unlimited data is unlimited data. Gordon, unlimited data is unlimited data. I have unlimited data on my phone, so there's nothing to carry over. You don't lose data. Your data goes. Yeah, the A56, I looked at that. That's a great phone, but that's a bit older. This was brand new. The A17 was brand new. Nagelneu, as we like to say. Yeah, exactly. It's unlimited. Doesn't matter. The prepaid is 30 days, then expires. Yeah, the data's gone after 30 days, but it's unlimited. You have to pay each month. See, you guys are accustomed to buying airtime, scratch cards, and stuff like that, and putting it on your phone. The U.S. Was way behind people for a long time, but now we're ahead. Most data is just unlimited. Yep. Sometimes some of them will limit you to so much 5G, but even that's going away now as we move on to 6G sometime soon. Oh, yeah, Delmarie, this is a 5-year-old phone. It's 512 gigabytes. This also has picture-in-picture. So I've showed people that before, but the picture-in-picture, that's why this is the Samsung S21 Ultra. And when I replace it, it's going to be with an Ultra or whatever the equivalent is. They still make Ultras, I believe. So I looked at an S25 Ultra. I could have got it for $700, but I decided $800, not to get it. So let me just look real quick here. So camera, and I switched to studio. Is it studio mode? What is it? Director's view. So the director's view is interesting. So let me open this hatch up in the back. So director's view. Okay, more director's view. Now check this out. So this is really cool. So the director's view, you'll see up there, you've got a camera in camera. So it's using the front-facing camera and the back-facing camera. And so this is great for interviews. I use this for rugby interviews when I did Major League Rugby. So what happens is that I will be in the top corner there that you see. That'll be me up here. And then I'm interviewing the person down here. And yeah, you don't have to superimpose or anything. It's a really cool capability. It uses both cameras simultaneously. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yep, so that's director's view. Anyway, so it's pretty cool. Oh, here, let me put in director's view. Well, you can't see that if I do that. Got hyperlapse, panorama, night, portrait. These are things I've never even used. Super slow-mo. I should use some of this stuff, man, but I never do. I mean, it's this incredible camera, incredible phone. It's just amazing. Yeah, it's awesome. So that's one of the nice features. No other phone had that capability at the time. Now Apple's come with this thing where it takes a bunch of snaps and it tries to piece it together and makes it look like a video. And so Apple users think they're so cool and advanced. But I mean, Samsung pioneered that sort of thing. So yeah, I've been with Samsung since the original Galaxy, the very first Galaxy. Yep. What was that? 2008, maybe 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. When was the first Galaxy? I had the first one. Let me just look and see. Maybe I got the dates wrong. When was the first Samsung? (2009). Yep, 2009. Galaxy i750. Yeah, okay. First smartphone to be a long-running Galaxy series. Yep. 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 That's when I got it. Yep. That was a long time ago, man. A long time ago. Wow, 2009. Yes, Arctic, it was a piece of crap. Well, mine lasted more than 6 days. I still have it, I think, somewhere in the basement. Yeah, I never got rid of it. That first Samsung Galaxy, it didn't have much capability, but I have the first one. Yep, I have the first one. Absolutely. But yeah, Samsung is tops, yep. But Samsung learned very quickly. But remember, that was early days of smartphones. Remember, smartphones haven't been around forever, folks. This capability, which has more computing capacity than the Apollo space program, you know, they had big supercomputers and rooms full of people and black ladies in the basement working as slaves, according to Hollywood. This thing has much more power than any of that, including the black ladies working as slaves in the basement. No, I got you, Shimmery. Use what you're comfortable with. I don't like Apple. It's too industrial looking. The keys are too tiny. The keyboard, I don't like the look of it. I don't like the feel of it. The batteries never last, and I've had lots of problems with them. What did Husky say? Smoke signals. What else is in that basement? What else in the basement? Well, that's where I keep the bandoliers and the cases of ammunition for my crew serve weapons that are mounted in the front backyards and the one that's mounted on the roof. Yeah, so the basement's full of water, rations, toilet paper, paper towels, handy wipes, wet wipes, spare windscreen wipers, windshield wiper fluid, a couple of Victoria's Secret models. Shh. It's not the hungry hippos, but the little skinny minis. Yeah, I keep a lot of stuff in my basement. Yeah. Well, they all come with spyware, Xavier. I mean, everything on here is spyware. Every app is spyware. I mean, what do you mean by spyware? You mean, does Huawei come with information that reports information back to the Chinese? Yes, it does. And so do its servers. When Huawei uses telecommunications equipment, that stuff also routes stuff back. But, it's just, all these phones are spying devices. You can't hide. Original Apple was brilliant, but since then the Mac, I had lots of trouble with Macs. Yep. Yeah. No, those Victoria's Secret models. The problem is that I have to be careful because, if they break free down there, then they get into my rations. It's not good, man. It's not good. And then I got to clean up a mess. And the next thing I know, there's Cheerios all over the floor, and they knock the water over, and it gets pasty, and it's just they're not very well behaved, 14. The new iPhone battery lasts all day. It's bigger and doesn't break if you drop it. Well, it depends on how high you drop it from, Arctic. I'm sure I can break it. Apple sucks, can't do anything with just the price tag. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, and to be fair, Samsung at least gives you different capabilities, much better capabilities. I know Apple tries to do that too, but whatever. People want to like Apple, it's fine. But I also have this crappy One phone. Is this got any charge left in it? Let me see. No, it's dead. I need to cancel this account. This is my Sprint account, which T-Mobile took over, and it's my business phone, but I don't really use it, so I'm spending 30, 40 bucks a month. That's wasted money, so I need to cancel that. Make me 30, 40 bucks a month richer. Just getting rid of that. But the phone, they lied. I had a CDMA, Code Division Multiple Access, which is the American competing technology to GSM that belonged to Qualcomm, I think it was, and they made billions of dollars off the licensing of that capability. And that became a standard for most mobile networks in America, CDMA. It worked, but it was just like same thing I did in the Army 35 years ago, 40 years ago. It was the same technology, but they just came up with their own one for mobile technology instead of radios. Anyway, so when Sprint was bought out by T-Mobile, they no longer used CDMA. They switched all over to GSM, and there was a transition period. They said, we'll give you a free phone if you stay with us. Well, I went for my free phone, and then the pricks charged me $700, $800 for this shitty phone, which comes from China. They didn't give me any options. I wanted a Samsung, and all I got was this crappy one phone. It's Chinese garbage, so I rarely have it on because I'm sure they're spying on me. But yeah, but I got a similar case for this one. See, that's got the same case. So for that Chinese crap, so, and it's a purple phone. But yeah, so this one's a GSM phone, and so I have that one. But it's paid off by now, I'm sure. So it's been 3 or 4 years. So I'm going to cancel the account, and the phone is mine. So yep. Pity about the S7 with exploding battery. I never had a problem with my S7 battery exploding. Pretty wicked at best of times. 14 turning 52, not hunting, bro. Huh? What's happened with your golden Trump phone? Your order's still in? I never did get the golden Trump phone. I never heard what happened to it. Did they even make it available? Let's take a look at that. Trump, I forgot about that. It was June. Yeah, its release is delayed to mid-October. So we're still waiting. October is when it's supposed to come out. Still waiting for my Trump phone, man. Forgot about that. That'll replace the cost of that one. Yep. Still waiting for the phone. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. By the way, YouTube came up with a new thing recently. Ronaldo's using it, and I'm using it. It's called A/B testing. So you create 2 titles for a video, and you create 2 thumbnails, and then it runs them both and promotes both of them. And I thought maybe that'll help promote videos, but it really isn't a big impact. And then I can evaluate them. They're kind of coming out about the same. So if I go to the video and look at the data, it will tell me that this video, if it will load, where's the load at here? Engagement, audience. That isn't it. Oh, it's not showing me. It showed me earlier. How the hell did I figure this out? Nope, it's not there now. That's weird and annoying. It showed me earlier, but now it won't show me. It was showing me the how each version of the thumbnail, how they rated, but they were about even. I don't know. It worked earlier. Now it's not working. Lending my jumper cables to dude with dead battery. I turned around and just saw the cable smoking. Oh my goodness, that happens. Well, usually they get shocked or zapped when that happens for being silly. All right. So yeah, the Galaxy A17, pretty good, folks. Yeah, I mean it's a entry model thing. So. Oh, here we go. USA Today actually ran a story about this. Crickets from Trump Mobile when T1 phone was scheduled to launch. What happened? Okay. Trump Organization announced its cellular endeavor over the summer with promises of its own golden phone, but 4 months later, the company's gone quiet. On June 16th, President Trump's oldest son, who manages the Trump Organization, announced the launch of Trump Mobile, the T1 phone. The phone was available for pre-orders right away, with promises to ship in August. It was later pushed to October. Now it's mid-October, and there's not been an update. Last social media post from Trump across all platforms was August 27th, with media representatives have not responded to multiple inquiries from USA Today. Huh. Includes an AI interface unlocking an in-screen fingerprint sensor, according to Trump Mobile's website. Expected to have 256 gigabytes of internal storage, USB-C port, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Cool. So, would be built in the U.S., designed with American values in mind. So, 4745 Trump, 47, 45. It would have been nice if it had been 45, 47. Unlimited talk, text, and data, nationwide coverage, roadside assistance through Drive America, international calling to 100 countries, telehealth. Okay. But where's it at? Thank you for reminding me of that. I forgot all about that. Where the hell is it at? I haven't heard from them. S10 lasted 9 years, was dropped too many times to recall. No screen broken, just 2 of them. I've dropped this stupid thing a lot of times too, unfortunately. I don't drop phones off, but battery life was down to 4 hours. The S24 is yeah, no, my battery life. So I had the S7, the S9, the original, and I think I went from the S9 to the S21. That's when I jumped. Yep. Nikki now already chatting up. Nikki now, what's going on? Huh. Samsung 2 years ago doesn't charge. Gave me a new one now. The thing loses signal for no reason. Arctic, there's something in your body that ruins phones. There's nothing wrong with Samsungs. They're fantastic. I've had Nokias, Samsung, One, Apple. What else have I had? BlackBerry. HTC. HTC was really good. Does HTC even make phones anymore? HTC. HTC, yeah, there it is. It's still around. Historically made smartphones and PDAs. Now it's known for its virtual and augmented reality devices. Okay. And smartphones. Okay, still makes some smartphones. Let's see what HTC has for smartphones. They're not really pushing their phones, so... No, they don't even have phones listed here for the U.S. Wow. Guess you can't buy phones here anymore. Anyway, HTC was fantastic. That's a Hong Kong company. Or is it? No, Taiwan. Yep. I liked HTC. And I've had others too. I have Motorola. Sorry, I forgot about Motorola. I have Motorola. Yep. Yep. And I also had that one. What phone was that? That Nokia that opened up like this. I had that one. That was like an $800 phone back in the day. I had flip phones, yeah. I also still have the little Nokia, little silver one, the little tiny one, 2310 or whatever it is. It's thin. It's fantastic. Great phone. Never had issues with Samsung. High humidity, high temperature. Don't know what you people are doing with your phones. Exactly, Phoenix. I've never had it. This phone here has been fantastic. I've had the camera fail a few times, but that's like I'm in really hot weather and I'm recording lots of video. But yeah, and what's nice about this is by switching the battery, the old battery was really heating up when I was doing streams and stuff, so now it's not doing that. Ericsson. I had an Ericsson once upon a time, too. What did I have in Italy? I'm trying to remember. I had in Italy. That was, Ericsson. Yeah, Ericsson's still around, but they don't do cell phones anymore. Nokia was such an amazing company, and they just screwed the pooch there, too. Colonel's on a roll. Drive on. Thank you, Greg Williams. I'm trying to be on a roll. How many power banks do you have to carry? I don't have to carry. I do carry a power bank, but I didn't even use it since the battery's been replaced in this phone. I went to Idaho, never used a power bank once. Never used it once. In fact, I forgot it was in my carry-on. But never used a power bank once. But in the UK, when I was there, I was using the power bank every day. I needed it. I went to a game, and I would drain the battery during the game, just taking photographs. That's how old the battery was and how many cycles it had gone through. Yep. Autocorrect. Yep. But I have a couple really incredible power banks. Here's one sitting right here, in fact. Oh, come here. Which one is this? This is one I haven't been carrying with me for a while. This is from Anchor. Yep, this is a big one here. So, we can USB-C and then traditional USB 2s in there. Yep. The other one I have has a cable that comes out and adapts. You can put an Apple, the FireWire connector. You can put USB-C. You can put the old one. Yep. This one here is just, So, it is probably 5,000 megaamps, something like that. No, 20,000, excuse me. It's 20,000, yeah. That's a big one. And that's one I don't really use. I've got as a backup. The one I use most is really good. So, anyway. Yep. All right, you got to go. Okay. Oh, gosh, it's over an hour. We haven't got to news. I'll save the news for tomorrow. I've got so much news to talk about here. My goodness. We just got chatting away here, folks. We got chatting away. The golden Trump phone. I'm glad you reminded me of that. I forgot all about that damn phone. Where is my phone? Where is my phone? I did say I was going to buy one, didn't I? So I got to come through with that, don't I? Yep. Anyway, so got lots of news for tomorrow already. And then Fetterman. That was great to hear Fetterman admit the truth. I got to hear that again. This is about the lockdowns. This is what Fetterman said earlier.
Yeah, well, it's like that's why shutting the government is really what the Democratic Party wants to do. And I follow country, then party, and it's the wrong thing for the country in a period of chaos. I refuse to vote to shut our government down. I absolutely would love to have. I would love to have a conversation about extending the tax credits for health care. Absolutely. But I would remind everybody, too, this was designed by the Democratic Party to expire at the end of the year. This is not something taken by the Republicans. They were designed to expire. Now, let's have a conversation to extend it and not shut our government down, and let's continue to have
Yeah, exactly right. So this guy here on YouTube, I guess he's speaking Zulu on Facebook, and people love him for that. But does anybody listen to this? Anybody speak Zulu? Anybody speak Zulu? He's trying to impress people about refugees coming back. I don't know what his deal is. This guy is talking out of his backside here. So thinks he's clever. So where the hell is this at? Come on, thinks he's clever. Screen. Where's my screen at? There it is. So.
Amadoda PJ bebafethu nizwile amabhuna u49 sebafuna ukubuya eSouth Africa manje wathi bahlupheka lapha eAmerica nje fethu abathola ukudla abanendawo yokuhlala bahlangaza bawenzakalani lapho kodwa thina ke asivumi uma uhambile yabo you gone asivumi nje lesawazi ukubuya ke manje asikudingi la eSouth Africa bafethu yabo uhambile gone. No more come back. Can't come back now.
Nobody's trying to come back. Stop spreading nonsense. These hate wankers on social media are comical. Nobody's trying to come back. What a bunch of nonsense there. What a bunch of nonsense there. What do you guys say? Mobile phones used to come in shoulder carry, but yeah, they used to be quite heavy. And now they keep those. He says he left for America and they did not have food and things. And if you don't, he says he was in America. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. He says they left for America and did not have food and things. If you don't, that doesn't make sense. I don't know, Blowcope. I don't speak. It sounds like Zulu to me. Did I get it wrong? Shut down South would cause absolute chaos. No, actually, a shutdown in South Africa would be good for South Africans. The ANC can't do anything to you if they're not working. Well, they're not working every day, but if they're not getting paid to work. Power bike scammer. Woke up one morning, mine was twice the normal size. Wow. Well, you got to quit buying Chinese crap, man. Well, you don't have much choice. Most of them come from China. Nikki's out of here. Okay, take care, Nikki. Stuff my phone batteries with PBs. Apparently, output voltage must match phones. Oh, really? Okay. Didn't know that. Never had a problem with that. Yeah, it was Zulu. That's what I thought, Charles. That was Zulu, yeah. Okay. Refugees left from America, and when they got there, they had nothing, and now they want to come back. That's untrue. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought he said. He's full of crap. Who wants to come back? Give me a name. Give me a location. See, they just make this stuff up. And then the black supremacists are on the Facebook thing cheering him on. Oh, you're a hero. You're fantastic. This is great. What a bunch of crap. This is stupid. Stupid people. Who wants to come back? Give me a name. Name somebody. I don't see the Langtons coming back. I don't see Charles coming back. I don't see Thea coming back. I don't see Willem coming back. I don't see the people in Vegas coming back. I don't see the people in Kentucky coming back. I don't see Hurley coming back. None of them coming back. Tanasha Rondani, thank you for subscribing. Who's coming back? They're just making stuff up. Oh, well, yeah, fine. I don't think they want to come back. I don't think they want to come back. Exactly. Candace, who would want to come back? Exactly. You shut down in Joburg, you land at the airport, you grab your bag, and you walk through customs. Exactly. Who cares what he says? Yeah. Yeah. A mobile phone with a cord. Remember that? Yeah. Yeah. Who wants to come back? That's the funny thing. You guy is an idiot. And that says I would never come back. Yeah. No, that's how horrible black supremacists have made South Africa for coloreds, Indians, and whites. They've made it that horrible. People know 59 left for America and didn't have food and cannot come back. No, that's not true. They don't have food. That's a lie. More people believe in bullshit they see here in social media. Yep. Problem with dues. Yeah, the article says you call 10111, no answer. No different than today when they're supposedly working. Yep. The problem with dudes like him is they male sweeping state makes exactly, Charles. That's the problem. That's because they're idiots. So many idiots. Where the hell's my dashboard? There we go. So I did these 3 videos earlier. So let's see if anybody's watching them. They don't have a lot of views. It's shorts, not live. By the way, yesterday's news live did very well. 2 of them have 3,000. So why I'm not doing the not-for-profit, because I mean, it's people just sue people for stuff all the time. I would only want to come back for holiday in Kruger, but I can do that in Namibia or Botswana. Yeah, exactly. It's safer and it's much better in Namibia and Botswana. Yep. Yeah, SARS will work even if there's a shutdown. You're probably right there. Hey, once you take the oath and have your U.S. passport, you can go anywhere. It's just a 3-year pause. Not 3 years. No, Xavier. No. You cannot apply to be an American citizen until 5 years. 5 years. And that's normal than most people. Most people have to wait 7 years to get that. So you have to wait 5 years. After 5 years, you can apply for U.S. citizenship. The 3 years is for those who serve in the U.S. military. Greg says the South African government's been shut down since 1994. Well, if that were true, life would be a lot better. Yep. No, it's 5 years. Yeah, just make sure we don't want to spread misinformation. So it's 5 years. Yeah. Anyway, so those 3, that's 3 shorts. I've started doing more shorts because honestly, if I go back to the 13th, which is a few days ago, every one of my shorts from the 13th back to the 28th September, which is quite a few, each of them had at least double digits. They were all 18,000 or 12,000, 10,000. All of them were over 10,000. Most of them were even more than that. But when I was in Salt Lake, that one's only 6,000 views. But, I mean, going back to only 4 on this sheet of 30-page videos had less than 10,000. I mean, I'll take that for a short. I mean, shorts don't take a lot of time. You get a message across very quickly. If you do less shorts and wear more shorts, the views will double. If I wear Victoria's Secret, maybe they'll double. Amazon Tony says, Africa will never see me again once I'm out. Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. Anyway, yeah, I don't see anything on my broadband, Chris, about that. I believe that it's down, but I haven't seen anything about it. Still nothing there. Anyway. All right, guys, we've been at this for an hour and 20 minutes. Wow. It's Xavier, it's not a problem. Nobody's holding you to the fire. I mean, it's just a simple typing error or mistake. Easy enough fixed. We just correct it on the spot. Anyway, we all type the wrong thing sometimes. So, yeah, I have to look at what kind of money I have here, and I'm thinking about paying my mortgage 2 weeks early this time, not 10 days early. If I've got any money, I should go look and see if there's any money in my account, because I don't know if I'm going to get paid this month. I don't know. It's possible. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, the military, I suppose he got paid mid-month, but I don't do mid-month as a retiree. Let me see if I've got any money left in my account, or is it slim pickings? Remind me later. Ooh, it doesn't look so good. Do I have enough to pay my mortgage? Maybe. The auto pays have come out. Oh, and the water bill check is cleared. That's good. Okay. My solar panel payment's done. Yep. Cool. All right. Okay. Well, maybe. We'll see. But one of my credit cards got some money on it, didn't it? It's going higher than I expected. What's going on there? Did somebody get hold of my credit card? No, that's just me. Yep, that's me. Oh, Idaho, Ketchum, Idaho, Sun Valley, Idaho, Ketchum, Idaho, Yellowstone National Park, Yellowstone National Park. Jenny Lake, that's Yellowstone. Wendy's in Rexburg, Idaho. Interesting how some of these things I did afterwards came in before the other ones. Grand Teton Association, Salt Lake Walgreens, yeah, okay. Gift Shop, Salt Lake City, Gracie's, Salt Lake City. La Fiesta Twin Falls, my Mexican, that was some good food there, man. La Fiesta Twin Falls, I can recommend that. Yeah, okay, all right. Cool beans, cool beans, yep. Huh. I have no payment due this month, so this is all going to come on next month's bill. Huh. Anyway, all right, well, I might have enough, we'll see. Make an extra payment on the principal each year. You can take several payments. Holden, I make extra payments every month. Every month. In fact, the amount that I pay off every month, on average, is nearly the same amount of principal that's taken off. So I nearly double the amount of principal every month, and I apply it directly to principal. So I've been rapidly reducing it. Otherwise, I'd still be paying more for the interest than I am for the principal, which I passed last year. Yeah, no, you're right, Holden. So the advantage of that is that if I ever sell the place and I get something for it, then that money's mine because it doesn't go to the bank. Yeah, plus I don't like paying interest. And I hate paying banks for interest, especially as much interest as you pay on a mortgage. It's outrageous. So, yeah, no, and the quicker you pay it off, the better off you are. So, but I mean, actually, I don't mind having a mortgage because it keeps your credit history going. And that means you don't have to pay the taxes and the insurance because you're paying it to the bank in an escrow account. And then they pay them. So they're responsible for paying this. I don't have to deal with the missing bills coming in. It's all done automatically. Interest rate, 2%. Are you high? 2%? Who has a 2% interest mortgage rate? I don't know anybody has 2% interest mortgage rate. My interest mortgage rate, when I got my bank loan, mortgage rates were 6.75 and 7% for most people. No, mine was 3.75 at the time. So, yeah. When I got mine. No, it's not 4%, 3.75. That 0.25 makes a huge difference. Yep. Interest is usury. I agree. But it's fair to charge something, but 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, as you go up, every percent is a huge difference over the life cycle of a 30-year loan, which is what the standard mortgage is in America. Many people do 15-year loans, but many do 30-year loans. If I'd done a 15-year loan, I mean, it would have cost me a fortune, but I'd be a long way through paying that thing off. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. No, I know, Arctic. I know. But, I'm not in South Africa. So, yeah. So, no, I just, it's, are you reading recommendations for this summer? Okay, guys. Pete Swaranga, you are in South Africa, so you're talking about summer, but I'm putting on a hoodie because the temperature is down to 47 degrees Fahrenheit here, and it's not much warmer in my house because I got the heat off. It's winter time. We're in fall. We're heading into winter here, so I hadn't thought about a summer reading series, but I'll consider that. I've got this book by Mark Levin, and I've got the book that Eric Trump just released. That'll be arriving in a couple days. So Mark Levin on Power. I'll be reading that soon. So that's one. I can't recommend it yet, but Mark Levin's books are usually pretty good. Probably hard to get in South Africa, though. And so I'm always reading something, but I'm just so busy. Tonight I actually read a bit about Genghis Khan again and the Golden Horde and the Mongol Empire. So how about you take out a U.S. home loan for your home in the Western Cape? I don't have a home in the Western Cape. I want to know, when can you buy a house as a refugee? Well, Francis, you can buy a house as a refugee the moment you arrive if you have financing. But, I mean, if you're not wealthy, if you don't have money in the bank, money transferred over here, I don't know how you're going to buy a house. You have to have a loan. In order to borrow money, you have to be a credible risk. In order to borrow money, you have to have a history. You're not going to have a history. As Arctic and I have talked about many, many times, you need to establish a credit history quickly. One way to do that is to go to Walmart and get a prepaid credit card. Put money on it. You go just Walmart or online, add money to it. Well, you probably have to do it at Walmart, put the cash in, add it in there, and then use it. Use it to pay utilities. Use it to pay your phone bill, things like that. And then you build a history pretty quickly, and you'll have a good credit rating. And once you have a good credit rating, which should take several months or a year, then you'll be in a position to buy a house and get a loan. Sometimes. So, I mean, I'm not sharing anything out of school, but for instance, Kara got a nice big bucky out there in Idaho. I'd love to have one like that. I'm like, wow, how'd you manage that? Obviously, you didn't have the money to pay for it, and so she got a loan. But the car dealership where she bought it from got her a loan without a credit history based on a letter of employment from her employer. So sometimes things work out really well. So she got a nice bucky, and it's beautiful, and she's making payments on it and building a credit history. So that's pretty cool. That isn't always possible for everybody. It depends where you're at. You were here 4 months with a crappy credit score, and they were willing to give me a home loan, but not a postpaid cell phone contract. Yeah, that's just backwards, isn't it? Home loan, 4 months, but you probably got a very unfavorable credit, not credit, but interest rate. What interest rate did they offer you? When was it, Arctic, for context, if you want to tell me? Yeah. As far as real estate agents, you got to be very careful there. So there's so much money in real estate and so much in the way of commissions, whether you see it or not. Yeah, you got to be careful there. So, but buying a house, it's not a pleasant experience. I don't like it. People love it, but I don't. I mean, this is a decent house, but it's not what not my dream house. My dream house would be very different than this. It would have a balcony with flower pots on it, like a Bavarian house. It would have a deck on the back. It would have woods all around me. It would have an outdoor shower that I can enjoy in the spring and fall. It would have a huge dining area with a fireplace and wood all around. Yep. 9%. Now, see, that's not worth it, Arctic. Man, that's the thing you're going to want to refinance the first chance you get. 9% is insane. 20% deposit, that's insane too. See, okay, so there. Thank you, Arctic, for sharing that. So Alabama for $350,000 house, which is more than I pay for my house, but that's middle income now. So he's talking about 9%. Do you know what your mortgage payments are going to be on that? That's going to be over $3,000 a month mortgage payment on a 30-year loan. 15-year loan, you couldn't afford that. 20% deposit, that means you have to come up with $70,000. So he had to put down $70,000, and got a 9% interest rate. So guys, buying a house, I don't think that's very realistic in the near future for anybody, unless you've got money. Well, when you say low interest, anything over 5% to me is not low interest for a home mortgage. A car loan, anything over 6% is not low interest to me. If you're below both those on those, a promissory note, 8%, that's low interest rate. But promissory notes usually come at 12, 14, 15% because it's a higher risk. There's no underlying collateral. With a car, they can take your car back. So there's collateral. It's not ideal, but it gives them something to take back. With a house, they can take your house back. There's collateral. But with a promissory note, nothing. All right, you got to go, Xavier. Take care. No, I didn't say you bought it, Arctic. I'm just saying that's crazy. $70,000. Who's got $70,000 cash sitting around? I don't. I don't have $70,000. I wish I did sitting around. I wouldn't buy a house with it. I might buy a bucky, but I'm not buying a house with it. Can you find a house? Oh gosh, of course, Utopia. Why do you believe this bullshit that people talk about America? America's full of all kinds of houses: stone houses, brick houses, wood houses. Americans build with what materials at hand. Go to the Northeast, and most of the houses are made out of brick or stone. Go here in Pennsylvania and find houses built before the 1950s. They're all made out of stone. But when you're building millions of homes, it's expensive to do that sort of thing. Lots of houses. People just, I get that from people all the time. Oh, your houses are made out of wood. Yeah, well, we got houses. What do you got? I know you're joking, Otopia, but it's a sore subject with me because I hear it a lot from people in Africa. And it comes from people who live in countries where most people don't even have a house. 29% interest rate, that is disgusting. That means you're paying double the amount every 3 to 5 years. So you borrow $100,000, you're paying $200,000 after 5 years. You're paying $400,000 after 10 years. That's crazy. Outdoor bathrooms are best. Yeah, I love them, especially this summer. Yeah, I love those. The outdoor shower, fantastic. Drywall and particle board floors and brick houses. No idea why. See, there you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Utopia. You're joking, but look, here it comes from him. What's the average rent for a decent house? There's no such thing, Husky7. Gosh, we've covered this so many times. Every place is different. And every type of housing. You want to live in a trailer, you want to live in a modular home, you want to live in an apartment building, you want to live in a duplex, you want to live in a house, you want to live in an old farmhouse. Are you talking about in central Pennsylvania? You're talking about in Appalachia, in Kentucky, you're talking about in Las Vegas, New York. There's no such thing as an average rent. You have to look at the average rent in the place you're going. All right, that's what matters. Here, locally, I think the average rent for a small, like 2-bedroom is like $1,300 to $1,500 a month, which in my view is expensive. Yep. Malcolm says, everything I own I bought cash. Don't have a credit card. I live well now without paying interest. Well, Malcolm, I appreciate where you're coming from, but I didn't have $300,000+ to buy a house when I came here. And I'm not renting some crappy old 19th century house for $1,300 a month and getting nothing out of it. At least I'm building equity here. And I don't pay interest on my credit cards. I use them as charge cards. I pay them off every month. And half the cars I bought in my life I've just paid cash for. The only reason I made a loan for the other ones is I had a very favorable interest rate and I want to build credit. So my Chrysler, which I have, my black sedan, I got that. I bought it in Germany, sight unseen, bought it online, and it was, I got $10,000 off it going through a buying service, or actually it's $14,000. No, it's $10,000. $38,000 fully loaded. I paid $28,000 for it. I got a 1.75% interest rate because of my credit record at the time that the interest rates were 5.5%, 7% for cars. I got 1.75%, and so I make more money saving and investing than 1.75. So I was making money by making the payments. So I made the loan work for me. The money that paid the loan off wasn't a loss. The money I invested was making more, and I didn't have to take that money out of the bank. I could leave the money in the bank and make money off the investments more than I was losing in the interest. So yeah, it's just use your money wise. People have to be smart about things. I never understood people who use credit cards and then they don't pay them off. Pay them off in full. Pay them off in full. Don't pay a minimum payment ever. If you can't afford it, you don't buy it. Well, Malcolm, I'm the same way. The same way. Yeah, even in one town, rental homes can range $700 to $1,500. Exactly. Depends where you're at, Shawnee. It's all over the place. Harrisburg, $1,500 a month. Yes, Arctic, that's maybe an average, but I can find places for $700. But you don't want to live there. Jerry Springer. Yes, Charles. Okay, let's live somehow. Charles, is there a GoFundMe for you? GoFundMe? We chatted, but I don't remember. Charles's medical insurance is not covering all of his bills for his health care, and I don't usually do this, but I'm asking if it's set up, if someone set it up for him already. If they have, just share that with me, and I'll ask people if they want to contribute. It reminds me, I need to send you Charles's email or his number, so let's do that right now. Before I forget. Okay. Copy. Okay. All right. Let me go over here. Where is my mail at? There it is. Okay. Inbox. Okay. That's not the right person. I remember who it was now. There it is. Okay. All right. So it's coming. It's coming. All right. Check your email. There. I've done it. Now I won't forget. $700 a month and you will spend $1,000 a month penicillin. Well, the good news is syphilis is treatable. Gonorrhea is treatable. Ouch. Ouch. What's that dripping? Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, we'll share it once it's up. So those who want to help Charles out will be able to help out. Average rent in USA is a silly question. Average rentals in different... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the world works the same. Mold is... No, I think prime board, the point here is I don't think people understand or appreciate how big this country is. What happened to the Finn video? Huh? The financial video? It's not done. I need time, guys. I need time. I'll probably have some downtime, even though I'm getting paid to work at the work college during breaks. I'll probably look at my notes and try to put something together. Yeah, so Anyway. We had a guest that was going to come out and talk all about that, but the Johan Sloot, whatever that guy calls himself, threatened his business, and so he backed out. Yep. I'll get to it. If you look at modern construction, it's not built to last. That's intentional, isn't it? It's intentional. Houses only last 40 years. You got to replace them. Great for the construction industry. I have to run my numbers by you when you're sober. Helen, yeah, Charles is not well. He's. I thought he was joking when he was talking about he was bleeding out of his butt. He said that a few weeks back. He's got some health issues, and his insurance doesn't cover everything, so he's going to be short some quan. Needs some help there. Yeah, we'll. Guy, word that you work for CIA. Oh, that guy, he's an idiot. Anyway, we'll post that when we have it. It's late. I have another FT interview tomorrow. I have to set that stream up now because I have approval for the stream. So let me find that real quick for you guys. Actually, I need to keep this. I need to post the video I did too. Shoot, I need to edit. I'm not done. I got work to do. See, I got to stay up for another hour to work on videos. I'm looking for this. Give me a second here, and I'll show you. You guys can get a preview for tomorrow. No one else has seen this yet. So, aren't you special? It's because you're here. You're special. Aren't you special? All right, come on. Where are you hiding at? Interview broadcast banners. That's what I'm looking for. And they always go with the oldest ones first, back to 2020 here. So, here we go. All right, so this is the one that will be up in the morning. Okay. Oh, I just noticed I need to fix that. That thing is not right. Good thing I checked it. Okay, so here we go. There you go. So the banner didn't quite cover the top, so I got to fix that. South African refugees in America. Join us for conversation with Letitia, South African refugee. That's tomorrow or today at 10 o'clock. So be getting up for that one. Anyway, so yeah, we'll have that one coming up, and I'm glad I looked at that because I got to fix it now. So I got more work to do. My goodness, wicked never rest, do they? The wicked never rest. Okay, we're very special. You need to understand how special we are before asking what we do. Huh? Oldest son is going in for an operation. Was on the phone. Oh my goodness, that's terrible, Emery. Please, can people tell me why so many houses in USA are built in wood? Helen, I just answered that question. So they can rebuild them in 40 years. It's a construction industry scam. It's easy to build houses in wood. And besides, people build houses all over the world with what materials available. People build houses out of mud where there's nothing else. People build houses out of stone where there's no other material. In England, a lot of houses are built out of stone because the whole island was a rocky island. They cleared the fields. In New England, the fields were full of stones. And in eastern Pennsylvania, full of stones. So they cleared the fields to plow them, and they picked up all the stones. They put little hedgerows with them, and the rest they used to build houses and barns. That's why. That's why wood is ubiquitous. We have tons of wood. We have some of the biggest forests in the world. So that's why people use wood. Yep. And it's cheaper and easier to transport, and it's faster. The Amish can build an entire house or put a barn up in a single day. They're amazing. It's gotten progressively worse to the point where I can't sit for a long time due to pain. Okay. All right, Ronell. That's right, my doctor's appointment said plenty of wood around despite what a Canada says. Yeah, and it was inexpensive. The prices soared because of Biden, yep. All right, guys. Yeah, and it's cheaper to replace. Good point, yeah. But it's also much cheaper and easier to modify a wood home. And a lot of people do that. So, across the street from me, the previous owner of the house had her mother come and the father died, but the parents come and live with them because she got divorced and she had her teenage daughter who was evil troll. Hated that kid. Little bleach blonde, hideous looking. Thought she was special. Rude. So where her driveway is, you would come in and you turn to go into the driveway, into the garage, 2-car garage. She built before the turn an extension onto her house, and it went up in very short order. And the heating ducts were extended, the power was extended, the wood frame went up, the roof went on, boom, boom, boom. They had it done in just a matter of days, and it's still there. That's 10 years ago they did that. And the new owner in there uses it so for his parents when they come over. Thank you, John, for becoming a platoon leader. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, so there are advantages to it. So you can tear it apart a lot easier too. So imperial measurements. Well, you can use imperial measurements, or you can also use metric. All of our rulers, all of our devices have both on them. So, your choice. Eskimos build their igloos out of ice and snow because that's what's readily available. Exactly. All right. Cool. Yeah. A special reminded me of a municipality leader who were asked what to do. All the money was gone, but they were very special. Gotcha. All right, guys, I got to stop. I got work to do. Thank you for being here. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it. We haven't quite hit 200 likes, but we're approaching 1,000 views on the Night Owls. And I'm getting a bit of a headache here, probably from the sugar withdrawal, Arctic, making me stop drinking Starbucks. Anyway, the contest is on. $550 promised. Steenkamp and Arctic. $550 from November 5th. Oh, after the election. I think it's the 5th. After the election until December 5th. No Starbucks. All right. Now, what I was going to tell about earlier, I said, it's on my honor. When I was practicing fasting during Ramadan in Tunisia, I didn't eat or drink all day. And some of my colleagues couldn't believe that because I used to eat M&Ms all day long and drink Cokes all day long just to stay going. But I just didn't do it. I respected it. So, yep. Right. No, it's probably the lack of sleep, not the lack of frappuccinos. All right, guys. Have a good night. Cheers. Be well.